to touch on something that a lot of retirees, every retiree, honestly, uses as a source of income. That is Social Security. There's a recent survey by AARP found that 88% of Americans over 50, they say Social Security is important for a financially secure retirement. And one of them is a young lady named Marilyn Jones, who is a retired 87-year-old grandmother who lives in Las Vegas.
Social Security became something that I relied on. I have a small savings account and I have a very small stock portfolio. I think that's too glamorous to call it a portfolio. Social Security has helped me a lot. Almost $1,800 of my Social Security goes for utilities. People my age look forward to the years when you can retire and you've paid into this fund that's supposed to take care of you in later years.
I've played this audio a few times, John, and each time I think that I misheard her. But no, she said $1,800 in utilities, which is significant. But regardless of that, Social Security is a pretty important component income stream in retirement. But for most people, it's not enough. So what can we do? Can it be paired with another sort of income stream that'll complement someone's needs and lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have to look at, what options do they have? Do they have access or maybe are they investing in real estate? That's a little bit, that's not far off. But, there's people that we meet that are retirees that they actually have a bigger real estate portfolio than they do investable like securities, money that's in an IRA or brokerage account, et cetera. So we have to look at what income producing vehicles do they have to utilize. Some people would want to go straight to, let me put my money inside of a guaranteed income annuity and I don't have to worry about anything. I don't like that. That sounds maybe easy. It could be very lucrative from the agent standpoint. I don't like it. The math doesn't make sense. You might be getting a guaranteed paycheck. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people peddling these things that don't even understand the mechanics of how they work. They're just, so, hey, look, you have different forms of compensation with them. Usually they take the upfront instead of scheduling it out over the course of a 5, 7, 10, 12-year period, however long the duration of the lock-in period is. But the thing is, they don't understand the mechanics of how they work. And the problem that I see, that I have, is that, you might be guaranteed a paycheck, but the problem is, I'm going to keep saying the problem over and over again, and this is the reality of it, is the cash doesn't have enough capital appreciation exposure because it's linked to very low caps, in other words, low ceilings of growth, and also low participation rates, or even high participation rates on bogus indexes, what they call beta indexes, that will not perform in a positive manner. So what happens is, you'll see something that might be guaranteed a 5% paycheck for life. But if the account's not even generating 1, 2, or 3, or 4, even 5%, then the amount of money that it's spitting out every month as a guaranteed paycheck is getting reduced from your principal after it pays the interest. So therefore, there's no capital appreciation inside the account realistically. So you see your principal value lowering each and every single month, even though you're probably looking at statements, from an annual standpoint. And I don't like that. You might be getting a guaranteed paycheck, but you're seeing your account balance dissolve in almost in a guaranteed fashion. And so what I don't like about that as well is that in the event the breadwinner that has the account, if that person is set up as the only annuitant, then whenever, let's say there's a spouse, whenever the spouse would inherit that money, there's substantially less to inherit, which becomes a big problem because they're still trying to survive and, float through life financially, paying their bills and things like that, and try to supplement their Social Security. So it creates a vulnerability there. And that's what I don't like about the math, about the scenario. Maybe look at building a portfolio that pays dividends, maybe an interest-bearing account on, bonds. But, we have to look at, what's the rates right now. We have to look at how does it get affected by inflation. If you're high net worth, there's other alternative assets that you have access to. And when I say high net worth, when you have an investable net worth of $1 million or more, you're considered an accredited investor. And so those individuals have other options that they can utilize from an investment standpoint, from a capital appreciation standpoint, from an income standpoint, and it's still a liquid or semi-liquid asset. So we have to look at what options do you have, what money do you have, where can you deploy it, what type of tax bucket is it in currently? Is it all tax deferred, which a lot of people, majority of their net worth is tied up in IRAs and 401ks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you have within the 401k, there's created some more flexibility, but inside the IRA, you have a lot more options as far as what you can invest in. You're not just tied to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. You can go self-direct with it and own alternatives. You can own real estate. You can do private money lending. There's so many different things that you can do with your money. Most people aren't aware with because they're just in the market, which there's nothing wrong with being in the market. It's a matter of understanding your risk tolerance, your time horizon, your need for spendable income to find the right asset that works best for you in your situation.